All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Tycho Talks, episode 13, which is crazy. I say that every time, but it's pretty cool that we've hit double digits. Today is going to be a chill one. We're hopefully not going to go for too long. We're just, hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully that's it.
We're kind of just going to talk about, we're going to go back to the start and talk about how our journey has been going so far in starting this business and how we've actually shifted in terms of our vision for the brand as well. Yeah, before we get into it, let's do you want to touch on the new product that has dropped?
Yeah, as
that
you can see,
repping?
guys, I'm repping the black Tycho cap. As you can see, it obviously matches the jumper as well to a tee, so it looks really slick. And this is the beige color. Yeah, looks mad.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, obviously it's live on the website. $15, $14.99, unreal price. And yeah, go grab yourselves a Tycho cap and rep it. Anyway, gym, going out. Looks sick.
Yeah, they're perfect for gym.
Unreal.
Honestly.
Yeah.
But even going out, like I've been wearing mine like pretty much everywhere. They're sick. But yeah, all right, well, let's get into it. So
let's go.
Let's actually just talk about when we first came together, where we thought we were going to take the brand and the business to where we actually have decided to take it and why we made that shift.
Yeah, well, me and Nate obviously had this chat. We're looking towards like an LMCT plus giveaway business type because you kind of saw like, all the pros to it, but then, we obviously started Tycho, and we did our first giveaway, which was really successful. We did really good with that. Forbesy King, I think that was his name, he won, so it was good. And the fact that we didn't even know him was really sick. But yeah, we had about over 500 contestants in that. But yeah, we kind of switched it to clothing because obviously we got our first gen tees, and then from that we kind of saw a really good gap in the market, in the clothing market. And we were like, I reckon we could find a really good supplier, come up with really good ideas, samples, brands, and even like designs as well for like hoodies, tees, anything. Like, the sky's the limit with clothing especially. But I feel like we found a really good market in saying we've come up with like really good quality hoodies with a really good price, because at the end of the day our hoodies are only $60. And if you look at other brands, the hoodies are much more expensive than ours, and I feel like the quality of ours is literally matches it with the best of the best, mate. And that's what people are yet to obviously come across. But look, obviously it'll come to a point that everyone will be repping Tycho. We do believe in that hugely, but we just see so much growth within the clothing brand itself. And obviously with what we're doing as well now with athletes as well, we're signing up really good athletes. So at the moment we've got a 3-time Victorian champion boxer that's going pro at the end of the year, and then also we've got an NFL player that represents Victoria in the NFL sense. So yeah, we've got a couple more athletes as well that we're signing up. Really good athletes that are looking forward to repping the Tycho brand, the tees, the hoodies, and yeah, obviously on our end just supporting them financially and sponsoring them so they can make it.
Yeah. And
so, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it is. And we'll definitely touch on the athlete, like the empowering athletes point in a second.
Yeah.
I just to reiterate, we're like, yeah, let's do the whole giveaway thing.
Yeah.
And I love the Mr. Beast model of just giving things away. Like I really want to get to the point where we can go out in public and just give to those who need, but then give to those just for entertainment as well, where we're just splurging a ton of money, right? I guess, we sat with each other and we're like, look, we love this idea, but maybe not just yet. Like, let's actually establish the brand first and let's get some, a good revenue coming into the brand. And then when we have the standing and the credibility, because one thing that Adrian Portelli, is that his name?
Yeah.
Portelli. One thing that he has is the credibility, right? Like he kind of, is a self-made millionaire, or I think maybe billionaire now. And he did all that before he ventured into the giveaway model. And so down the track, I think that we can definitely follow that footprint. But we were kind of seeing all these other companies come up and do similar giveaways, and kind of made me cringe, I'm not going to lie. And I was like, they don't have any credibility. Where are they getting the money from? And they're like already giving away like 50 grand. Like we were only doing like a couple of hundred, like 500. Maybe we're going to give an iPhone, maybe a laptop, but all these new giveaway companies are just coming out of nowhere and just being like, we're going to give you 50 grand.
Yeah.
And it just seems so, like, it just made me cringe. And so I'm like, yeah, let's step away from, we both discussed this. We're like, let's kind of step away from it and focus on something that we're really good at.
Yep.
Where we were really really good at. Like the fact that we had the teas come in and they were really good quality, we're like, let's just focus on that.
Yeah.
And then we started the whole first gen. So the first gen collection, which is this tee, this hoodie, the cap, right? And now that we've found, we're working with a manufacturer where we love the material. And like Chris said, everybody who has felt the hoodie has said this is worth way more than 60, but we want to be competitive. Like we want to be, like you said, have a gap in the market where you're getting a really good quality hoodie, good quality tee, good quality hat, and you're not breaking the bank for that.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not paying, like, do I think these hoodies are worth $120? I do.
100%.
I do.
3 digits. I agree.
I reckon they're worth double what we're selling them for. But if we're thinking about the competition in the market and we're looking at our competitors and we know who our competitors are, let's try and get really good quality hoodies out at a really competitive price.
Yep.
And, our vision, and we've talked about this, is we want to see everyone. Like a year from now, we want to see everyone in Tycho wear. The same way that I go out and I see a certain other brand, I want to see everybody in Tycho hoodies. Where you're seeing like, holy crap, that's Tycho. You know
that's
it.
our vision, yeah.
So let's go into the athletes in a second. But before we do, let's just remind people like what the meaning is behind the brand as well.
Yeah, so this is actually a funny story. Obviously, when we came together, me and Nate, obviously before starting the business, we kind of sat down and thought of about, I think, 10 or 8 different names, I think, for the actual giveaway business. So one of them was like, it was actually really cool. What was the one that you thought of? Was like Exceed?
Yeah, one was Exceed with the X.
Yeah, and then like
CEED.
Like mad.
Yeah. Because at the time, like sorry to interrupt, like at the time we were thinking more in terms of giveaway.
Yeah, 100%.
And we're so lucky, and I know Chris is going to tell the story, but we're really lucky that it's crazy how it all worked out. Because we went with this name, and Chris will tell you the story about how, we kind of like, we literally sat there for a while and we had all these names and we're like, what the hell do we call it? Like, we're going through a ton of names.
Like for a whole week.
For a whole week.
We literally came up with a name. But like there's more like meaning towards his name, like there's history behind it. Because the way I looked at it is obviously I looked at every successful business brand out there, like clothing brands, sports brand, anything like that. So I looked at Nike, for instance, Nike. So if you look at Nike, type up Nike, the Greek word of Nike, it is the goddess of, I think, speed, or you type out Nike. Yeah, the Greek goddess of victory.
Yeah.
So that's Nike itself, right? So I'm like, what's some Greek words or terminology words that we can implement into obviously having a successful, giveaway model, and then obviously, we're thinking of doing teas and all that merch. So let's think of a name that can kind of start off at, with every bit, like so Tycho giveaways, Tycho clothing, Tycho this, Tycho that. So I thought of Tycho, which was a Greek goddess of success, fortune, and luck and prosperity. And then I typed that in a male's name, so it was Tycho into Tycho. So I'm like, what do you think of Tycho? And then Nate was like, it's all right.
It's all right.
Tycho. You didn't like it at the start.
I didn't like. It's not that I didn't like it. I just was like, nah. Like we can.
Like you said, Tycho at the start.
Tycho. Yeah, a lot of people
Tycho.
pronounce CH as
Yeah.
but it's Tycho, and it's cool. Like everyone knows it as Tycho.
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't like it. I was just like, nah. Like we can do better. But then in hindsight, I'm like, holy crap! Like we nailed it.
Yeah, we did.
I reckon we freaking nailed it. Like the fact that because at the time Chris was really pushing. He's like, no, like let's go with this. And he was like trying to convince me, it's got meaning behind it, this, that, whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's got, like people will look it up and they'll realize that it's the Greek goddess of blah, 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 whatever. And so like you were really pushing to try and convince me to go with the name. And I was like, look, let's just wait a day and then come back. If we can't find anything better, we'll go with it.
Yeah.
And we just, like I think I just folded. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And luckily I did, because I think that especially where we're heading in terms of empowering athletes, clothing, we both, even Tycho Talks, the podcast, like the mindset, we want to build this brand to back people who want to succeed at crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And back people who want to obviously have prosperity in their life and accomplish like really big things. Like if you're an athlete, you're backed by Tycho.
Yeah, 100%.
Which represents the Greek goddess of success. Like you're going to freaking succeed at this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in hindsight, like I'm happy that we went with it. And then obviously we created the logo, which is our logo. You're not going to find that logo anywhere. You're not going to find her anywhere.
Yeah.
And she's obviously, the
posters,
goddess. And she's everywhere, And I want people to be able to see Tycho, but then also even when the goddess is by herself, to know that's Tycho.
Yeah.
Like if you can associate Tycho with the goddess, that's like the perfect branding.
Yeah, and just to butt in, I reckon the meaning behind Tycho, like I'll just say it on Google search, Tycho was one of the many gods of Greek mythology. She was considered the Greek goddess of success, fortune, luck, and prosperity. So the Greeks believed that she had the power to define the fate and fortune of people and also of entire cities. So thus she was highly revered. So the fact that she has such a massive and meaningful impact, of Greek culture and the Greeks itself, I feel like it's huge in having that as our brand name.
Yeah.
So I feel like we did a good job with that.
I
feel like you did a good job with that.
But it's funny because like we're going to talk about business, and it's funny because business, and I've talked to Chris about this as well. You learn a lot in business, and even us learning how to deal with each other. It's probably a bit harder it's hard for both of us because
100%.
I'm a little bit older than Chris, and so there's a maturity thing as well.
Yeah.
Where it's like I'm like most of the time really just I want to get like I'm like what's the word? I'm really particular.
Very
like OCD. Like I want to do it like this.
Yeah.
Let's just get it done.
Yep.
But I think we balance each other out well, and learning how to work with each other, learning how to accept like when Chris is like, no, let's not do that. Like, let's do it this way. I might not like it, like hearing that.
Yeah.
But then think about it. If you didn't push back on the logo and we went with something else, if you didn't really push back,
imagine, what would have happened?
it would have been different.
Yeah.
It would have been different.
Well, see how everything just falls into place.
100%,
happens for a reason. So I feel like
Easily.
that's a huge thing as well that's happened. And we've started this company, this franchise, 6 months, 5 or 6 months. So the fact that we've come such a long way, and obviously sold out our hoodies as well in the meantime.
Just crazy.
We probably have 10 or 20 tees left with that from 200 samples, and obviously with tees, and we have singlets coming, we have socks, beanies, we have so many more merch and designs coming with hoodies and all that. Just zip up jackets, quarter zips, wind cheaters. So it's so much more in store, for everyone, for ourselves and
absolutely. And even with what Chris was talking about, describing the brand and describing, Tycho, the goddess of success, and the role she played and all that stuff. Everyone listening, I want you to understand like how big we can take this brand.
Yeah.
Like this, and it's not just about clothing. We've got other ideas. We want to venture off into other things as well that we've been talking about for ages. But we want to like really nail one thing at a time.
Yeah.
It can be massive. It will be massive. Right, like we just have to speak that out. Like it's going to be a massive. There's so much potential for the brand itself, and I like a funny story. And when it comes to like business and adaptability and actually being able to be flexible, like our website, even think about everything that happened with the website. Because initially we were thinking about going down the route of a giveaway model. We went with a website provider that could do everything. So we went with what was it called? WordPress.
Yeah.
And WordPress is great if you need a proper website, like for an actual company. If you want a website for just like clothing, Chris was telling me about this for ages. Like we should get on Shopify. I'm like, yeah, we will. But like, let's just
at the moment,
let's just focus on WordPress because we've already paid for it. So what's the point of transitioning into Shopify? And then once again, he just kept pushing. This is really important. He kept pushing. And then eventually just one day I'm like, maybe we should just go to Shopify.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just transition. And like, we might lose a bit of money, but if we're taking the brand down the clothing route and we want to compete with, Elite 11, Gymshark, is it Gymshark? What's it called?
Oh yeah, Gymshark, JD Sports.
If we want to go down that route, then what are they doing? Chris is like, what platforms are they using? We've got to replicate that.
Yep.
And so once again, it's just interesting how much I've learned being in business and how much you actually have to, and I'm still learning, by the way, and you know that. But how much you learn about each other,
huge. Yeah.
I'm still learning.
Like it's massive. Like every day you learn something different, something new.
Yeah.
Not only with each other, but just even with business as well. So
yeah. And you just learn how to work with
aspects.
people, even when you clash heads as well.
Yeah.
Like, would you say that sometimes we've clashed?
Yeah, but like in saying that, like when we've clashed heads, we've kind of, I feel like after we've clashed heads, I feel like it's made us more closer and more kind of,
Yeah, for sure.
You
The
know,
trust, there's more trust.
I don't know, it's weird, but like it's a good thing, but
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, look, obviously we both believe that this business and the meaning behind it, the name Tycho behind it, there's something huge and massive towards it, man. So I'm really excited to what's to come. But like new designs, new clothing brands, tees, all that. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and the quality as well. So we actually, I'll just say this and then
Go for it.
touch on the athletes. But I had a girl who specializes in fashion actually take one of the hoodies and do all this testing on it. So put it through the wash, stretch it. I don't know what else she did with it, but she has a lot of experience with clothing and different types of material and thickness and all that. And she came back to us and she said, this is a really good hoodie. So the fact that we've kind of nailed it, like I don't want people to think that, we're just selling whatever. We're actually selling a good quality hoodie.
Yeah, and like some people might be like $60, the quality's probably average.
It's not average.
Like the fact that we're selling for $60, just so that people can realize is because we want as many people out there to be able to afford these hoodies and to be able to wear them.
Yeah.
Because if they're repping Tycho, that's more than us. Obviously
just making money. Yeah.
They're making money. You know what I mean? That's more to us than obviously making money. Obviously, the goal is to make money, but the goal is for us as well is we prefer people to wear all the hoodies, all the hats, all the tees, and for us to make little profit margins. Whereas that's for the long term. You know what I mean? And that'll happen eventually. That's our vision at the moment. So that's what I want people to realize as well. Like the quality of the hoodies, we can sell them for $90, $100, and people will literally tell you. Like we've gone around. Nate's gone around as well. I think it was at Eastland Shopping Centre. We went to a couple of people. We've actually posted videos. Just random, so we just don't know. And they've really surprised that the hoodies were $60. I think one of them said $80 or $90.
A lot of them were saying like 80, 90. One said like 100. Which I didn't post. She said like 120.
Yep.
But that was really well.
It goes to show you, man. So
absolutely, and that's really well said. And just to add a layer onto that as well, I've mentioned this to Chris before, and I really mean it. Like I want someone to purchase a Tycho hoodie, Tycho tee, whatever, and then when you get something in the mail and you're waiting for it, and you get it for a really good price as well, and the quality's unreal, and you're just so satisfied with the purchase that you've made. That's the feeling we want everyone to have when they purchase Tycho hoodie. It's like, holy crap, we bought this for $60 and the quality is unreal. Like I actually see myself wearing this hoodie at the gym, streetwear, out this. Like you can actually wear the hoodie up. Like I've worn it with like nice chinos and it actually looks sick 100%. With a belt.
I've worn it on a night out, like with nice jeans, McQueen's and like my black Tycho tee. Like it looks so
it looks good.
It looks so cool, man.
Yeah. What do we want to do with the athletes? Because I think this is also a really cool part of the brand as well.
So look, obviously with the athletes, our main priority is to sponsor these athletes. Obviously 12-month sponsorships, but in the meantime, we want to help them financially. So with what their needs are. So as with a boxer, Peter Katsonis, we obviously want to help you with all these boxing gears and all that, and even going to all these events, sponsoring him in that sense, and helping him out as well financially. Even with the NFL player, like really good athletes. We're not going just for the mediocre athletes that are just there to have fun. These are guys that literally want to make it professionally. Yeah. And coming from an athlete myself that he's trying to strive to be my best, as a soccer player, to try and make it professionally. I know what it takes, and I know what it means to have someone behind them supporting them financially, and that's what we're trying to do as well with many athletes. Yeah. I'm actually speaking to another kid as well, 17-year-old Marcus. He's a speed walker, runner. I don't know how you call it.
Speed walker. Yeah.
And he's probably, I think, top 5 in the world in his age level as a 17-year-old.
Sick.
And financially, he needs help, buying really really nice expensive shoes, equipment, and all that. So at the end of the day, we're here to help all athletes. So. We'll be reaching out to many more athletes as well in the future. But that's kind of our vision towards it as well.
Yeah, I love that.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Just helping athletes out because I know what it takes and I know what it feels like having a really good supporting brand like us, Tycho, just supporting them behind them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I love that, and I want people to know as well, when we say financially supporting these athletes, we're really going out of our way to help these athletes. We're really doing it to add value and to help these guys out. And I'm looking forward to it. I love the fact that we're doing this with people who want to achieve great things, because I'm all about, achieving amazing things in life. You've got to do that. You think big and strive for greatness. I think it's so cool to see, young athletes who we're helping, and financially it's one part, but just the fact that we've got a brand backing them, is really cool. The fact that they can partner with a brand, Tycho.
Yeah.
And like you said, with boxing, we can go and be in his corner. we can go watch the NFL games and take merch and
course.
posters and, like
Of course.
the vision is so big in that field as well, where we're really empowering young athletes, even with the Speedwalker as well. Like, once we obviously get that partnership finalized, wherever he goes and performs, plays, competes. Competes.
We'll be in his corner no matter what.
We'll be in his corner, like just there for the emotional support.
Yeah.
And like we're like you can freaking do this. Like we're backing you.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like you mentioned, financially as well. So I think that's really cool. And look, to be honest with you, anyone can help us do this, because the more you buy into Tycho, the brand, the more we're going to be able to do. Then that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Because right now we're actually investing everything back into the brand. Everything we're getting is going back into every penny.
Which is how it should be.
Which is how it should be for now.
Yeah.
And I agree, like long term, I'm sure we will be rewarded for our efforts, but everything is going back in. And so the more you buy into the brand in terms of like supporting Tycho, and if you see value in it and you actually see this going places the way that we see it, we're going to have a ton more of athletes sponsored. We're going to have way more clothing, like designs.
A ton more giveaways to give
Way more giveaways. Like we want to get to that point as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to forget the giveaway, because we just put a pause on the giveaway, but there will be a time when we come back to that and do like monthly giveaways or even weekly.
100%.
So
like we have another giveaway coming up in the next couple of weeks as well for you guys. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, like just exciting things along the way. Like we just cannot wait to express, all these new business ideas and adventures as well with you guys. So we have so much more in planning in store. So looking forward to it. But like Nate said, just to touch on what he said as well, like if you guys believe in us and the business and the brand, like you're literally, all right, you're buying a hoodie, you're buying a tee, but you're buying into us giving back to not only you guys, but to the athletes that we sign up and to the community. You know what I mean? So that's huge as well, just to touch on that as well.
Absolutely. And look, there are other few things that we won't touch on in terms of where we want to take it, but that's going to come down to, well, how quickly can we build the stage one?
Yeah.
Like how quickly can we build stage one and the foundations? And then from there, like you guys will see how it all ties into it. Everything's going to tie into back to the brand and what we're actually trying to achieve. And you guys will see that with what else we bring on, which we won't touch on, but we've talked about this.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say anything, but like if you think about where we're heading with athletes, like it's sick.
Yeah, it is. It's
like
cool.
it makes so much sense and everything will come together really nicely. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else you want to touch on or not really?
Not really, man. What do you reckon?
I think it's good. We kind of covered everything.
Yeah, we have.
But yeah, look, we just wanted today to be a bit of a chill session, kind of explain what's happening with the brand and where our headspace is at in terms of the vision of the brand and why we decided to kind of step away from the giveaway model for now and just put a pause on that. But yeah, any closing remarks? Anything on your mind?
No, look, nothing on my mind, but look, just want to, thank all the people that have actually gone out of the way to be able to purchase, the hoodies and the merch. We appreciate all the love and the support. I'll always say that. I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, we're just starting off, man. Not even 6 months yet, but yeah, we're just getting started. So watch out, guys. Watch out for Tycho. That's all I'm saying.
Let's
I'm
go.
looking forward to it.
Easy. Let's go.